Are you tired of combos that require 5 or 6 cards and infinite triggers to keep track of just to win the game? Do you want to just get it over and done with? Well, I'm coming to you today because I think I found 5 commanders that only require 1 card to win the game. Let's get going. Welcome back to Chain of Commander. I'm your Commander-in-Chief, Bill G, here today with 5 commanders that just need 1 to get it done. Starting today's list, we have a mono red commander. For 2 red, you get a legendary Goblin Shaman, a 2/2, you get Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker. Kiki Jiki has haste, and tap, create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature you control. It gets haste, sacrificed at the end of turn. So what do you need to win the game with Kiki Jiki? You just need Zealous Conscripts. Zealous Conscripts is 4 in red for a human warrior. It also has haste, and when it enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent, untap that permanent, it gains haste until end of turn. So, to get the combo going, you'll need to have Zealous Conscripts out, you'll need to have Kiki Jiki out, and you will tap Kiki Jiki, target Zealous Conscripts, you get a copy of Zealous Conscripts. That enters, its trigger goes on the stack, you target your own Kiki Jiki. As part of the resolution of the trigger, Kiki Jiki untaps. And guess what? You get to do it again, and again, and again, and as many times as you need to have enough Zealous Conscript tokens to just take out the board. Now, there's a functional duplicate to this combo that can fit in the deck. You can also enchant Zealous Conscripts with Splinter Twin, and it will essentially do the same thing, because Splinter Twin will give it the ability itself to tap to create a copy of itself, and that token will then copy the original Zealous Conscripts with the Splinter Twin on it, and so on and so forth, and repeat. So this is a great way to make infinite tokens. You can't have infinite in Magic. You gotta choose an arbitrarily large number, and hopefully the number you choose is big enough to take out the whole table. The next combo we have on the list today is actually the most recent commander spoiled as recently as M21. And that commander is Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. He is 2 and a black for a legendary vampire cleric, a 1/3, and whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. He also has an activated ability of 3 black. Creatures you control get lifelink until end of turn. But for the sake of this combo, that isn't necessary. What you do need, though, is the other card of the combo, which conveniently got a reprint just about the same time, being a part of Jumpstart, which I believe comes out the day this video is being published. And that card is Exquisite Blood. Exquisite Blood is a 4 and a black enchantment that does the opposite of Vito. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So, all you need to do is either gain a little bit of life yourself or wait for an opponent to lose life, and one of these 2 will trigger, and upon resolution of that trigger, the other one will trigger. And this will just keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Now, some savvy Magic players out there, or people who've been around a while, may be fully aware that this is functionally the same as Sanguine Bond combo, because Vito is just a legendary creature version of Sanguine Bond, an enchantment that has that first line of text. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. But now, instead of having to dig through your deck to find 2 combo pieces, you have one sitting there in the command zone. Black also has access to some of the best tutors. So you have Vampiric Tutor and Demonic Tutor that can help fetch out the individual combo piece you are looking for at that point. So this is a very quick combo that can hit the board as soon as turn 3 under the best conditions that can just run away with the game. The next commander on our list is another mono black commander. Coming in at 3 black, we have McKay Asst the Unhallowed. McKay Asst is a 5/5 legendary zombie cleric. He has Intimidate. He has, whenever a human deals damage to you, destroy it. And lastly, other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Undying. That's the important line of text there, because the line of the card that line of text combos with is Triskelion. Triskelion is a 6-mana artifact creature construct. It's a 1/1, but when it enters the battlefield, it enters with 3/1/1 counters on it as it enters the battlefield, not when. So it's not a triggered ability. And you can remove a 1/1 counter from Triskelion to do 1 damage to any target. Now, the important bit here is the Undying that McKay Asst gives it. Undying means whenever that creature dies, it comes back to the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. Now, it's very similar to Persist in that matter, but you get the 1/1 counter instead of the -1/-1 counter. So Triskelion comes into the battlefield with 3 1/1 counters on it. It doesn't need to be cast to get that. It's just no matter how it ends up on the battlefield, it has those 3 1/1 counters on it. So, whenever Triskelion dies, it comes back with 4 1/1 counters on it. So to get the combo going, you just need to resolve Triskelion with McKay Asst on the field. For the first 3 counters, you'll need to do 1 damage to an opponent, and you use the remaining 2 to do the 2 damage to itself. This kills the Triskelion, goes to the graveyard. McKay Asst, because it gave it Undying, it triggers in the graveyard, comes back with the 1/1 counters, and you just repeat that loop over and over again. So this is actually kind of very similar. It's just in a way to the previous combo, where it does the damage, goes through itself, goes through the loop, you do the damage, go through the loop, does the damage. However, it's a bit more susceptible to graveyard hate. If anybody has any instant speed graveyard interaction, they can impede on this combo. So if this is any more reason for you to start playing more graveyard hate, I encourage you to play more graveyard hate. If you need any help with that, check out my video here. I go over 5 excellent pieces of graveyard hate every deck has access to. The next combo we're going to talk about here is another more recent of a commander here, released earlier this year before the world went crazy. We got Theros, Beyond Death. And in Theros, we had Helia Sun Crowned. 2 and a white. He's a legendary enchantment creature god, which makes it very difficult to remove. He is indestructible. As long as your devotion to white is less than 5, he isn't even a creature, so he's not even able to be targeted by creature removal, let alone be destroyed by ones that destroy a target creature. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. And for 1 and white, another target creature you get gets lifelink until end of turn. These abilities as a whole, specifically those last 2, are what power this combo, because the combo here is Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista is an artifact creature construct. It costs XX. When it enters the battlefield, it enters with X counters on it. You can remove a counter to do 1 damage to any target, or you can pay 4 to put a counter on it. Now the combo here is if you can give Walking Ballista lifelink and you get it with 2 counters on it, when you deal the 1 damage to anything, it will gain you 1 life, which will trigger Helia to put a counter on something, which would be the Walking Ballista. So you can do another damage to somebody, gain life, and repeat that cycle over and over again. The cool thing about this deck is that there's a lot of stuff you could put in the deck to add redundancy. You can add an Archangel of Thune to have that effect of gaining life to put 1/1 counters on things. You can add a Basilisk Collar to give Walking Ballista lifelink via a method other than Helia Sun Crown's activated ability. You also have tutor effects like Enlightened Tutor to get the Walking Ballista. You can use Recruiter of the Guard to get the Walking Ballista. And a lot of ways to improve that consistency in that deck to get the combo off. So this might be for you if you want to just gain a bunch of life and shoot a bunch of people down with a ballista that's just meandering about the table. The last commander we have is probably the most powerful, as this one has actual CEDH decks built around this combo. Literally the most powerful of decks in the commander format, and this combo is right there with them. This commander is Godo Bandit Warlord. He's a legendary human barbarian, a 3/3 for 5 and a red. When he enters the battlefield, you can search your library for any equipment card and put it into your hand, shuffle your library, And whenever he attacks for the first time each turn, untap all samurai you control, and there's an additional combat step. So, how do we make this guy go infinite? Well, the card that you better be fetching with his Enter the Battlefield ability better be Helm of the Host. This is a 4-mana legendary equipment. At the beginning of combat of your turn, make a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except if it is a legendary creature, the token is non-legendary, and it has an equip cost of 5. That token also has haste, which is kind of important. So what you'll do is you'll have Godo on the field, you'll equip it with Helm of the Host, you'll move to combat, it will make a token copy of itself, you will swing with that token, it will trigger since it attacked, so after that combat phase, you'll then go to another combat phase. The Helm of the Host will trigger again, you'll get another token. It will be attacking for the first time that turn because it's a fresh token. You'll get its trigger again, and you'll have another combat phase. So you'll have infinite combat phases of making these Godo copies, going out there and attacking your opponents. Now, this is admittedly a very mana-intensive combo, and the CDH decks are normally playing things like Lion's Eye Diamond and Mana Crypts and Mana Vaults and whatever they can do. Get as much mana as they can quickly. Now, there is a card that can help with that. Treasonous Ogre is a creature that lets you exchange your life for red mana. And if you're about to win the game anyways, who cares how much life you have? You can win at 1 life, you can win at 1,000 life, it doesn't matter. So you can put it all in, get the combo out there, and win. So, that's my list for today. What'd you folks think of it? Were there any combos I missed? Are there any combos that you play that you want to let the world know, or let me know at least, so I can learn more about this game? Let me know in the comments below. Also, while you're down there, might as well hit the subscribe button. There's a little bell icon. I still don't know what the bell does. Feel free to hit it. Let me know what it does. And at this point, if my editing's any good, you should be seeing a screen with all my social media platforms on it. So you can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter or on Instagram. And yeah, if you folks have any ideas or if you have any feedback for me, definitely let me know. I'm still a young channel, still learning. Feedback is always appreciated. Until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. And I'll see you guys again next week.